Hi boys and girls, Miss Sandra here. How are you doing today? I thought we would do a little science experiment about sink or float. So here I have some items that I've just found around my house. So let's go over them if you don't know what they are. So the first thing I have is a toothpick, a rubber band, a quarter, a paper clip, some raisins, tube pasta, or also known as rigatoni pasta, cotton ball, a basketball, some plastic fruit, a wood chip, a rock my son found, and a paper clip. So those are the items I thought we would figure out which would sink and which would float. And over here I have my kitchen sink filled with some water. So let's begin, boys and girls. So what do you think? Let's start with the toothpick. Do you think it will sink or do you think it will float? Let's put it in and find out. It floats. All right, boys and girls. Next, we will do the rubber band. Do you think it will sink or do you think it will float? Let's put it in. And it floats. All right, boys and girls. How about this paper clip? What do you think? Sink or float? It sunk. All right, boys and girls. How about this basketball? Do you think it's going to sink or do you think it's going to float? Let's find out. It floats. All right, boys and girls. How about we do this tube pasta, which, by the way, I should mention, it is uncooked. Do you think it's going to sink or do you think it's going to float? Let's find out. It sunk to the bottom along with the paper clip. All right, boys and girls, let's try this wood chip that I had found. Do you think it's going to sink or do you think it's going to float? Let's find out. It floats. It's floating. All right, boys and girls, let's try this handful of raisins. Do you think they're going to sink or do you think they're going to float? Let's find out. They sunk all the way to the bottom. All right, boys and girls, let's try this cotton ball. Now, do you think it's going to sink or do you think it's going to float? Let's find out. It sunk. All right, boys and girls, and let's try this rock that my son found when he was 5 years old in Lake Tahoe. It's pretty heavy, so what do you think? Do you think it's going to sink or do you think it's going to float? Let's find out. It sunk. All right, boys and girls, we have two more things. How about this plastic fruit pear? Do you think it's going to sink or do you think it's going to float? Let's find out. It floats. All right, boys and girls, the last thing we have is this coin, which is a quarter, which is actually worth 25 cents. So what do you think, boys and girls? Do you think it's going to sink or do you think it's going to float? Let's find out. It sunk. It sunk to the bottom of my sink. And there you have it, boys and girls. That is our science experiment for today for sink or float. I hope you enjoyed our project. And if this is something that you would like to do at home, please, I encourage you to go around your home. But first, ask your mom and dad if it's okay and find some items that you think would sink or float and encourage your family to join you in your experiment. All right, I hope you guys are doing well. And I miss you, serendipity boys and girls. Bye-bye.